Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. Now, I was already just live, but the news just came from Adam Schefter that the report is confirmed that the Tennessee Titans asked Kevin Byard for a pay cut that he declined, and now the two sides are at an impasse that Kevin Byard had intended to retire as a Tennessee Titan, but now this may not be the case. Now, people, when I discussed this in the previous video, which you should still watch, by the way, I need the views and the likes, please. I had a feeling that they asked him for a pay cut. He said no. I wasn't sure whether or not he requested a trade, but also the fact that even, his name had been out there for like, oh, what could we get for Kevin Byard, that would upset him so much to where he might request for a trade. Now, people are, by the way, saying that Jared Stillman, who had this? Jared Stillman had this. Mike Lombardi had this, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if Kevin Byard has legitimately said, okay, release me now. I don't think he has said that. But what I think he's saying by no, I'm not taking a pay cut is, I'm not taking a pay cut. If you want to save money, release me then. But I'm not taking a pay cut. That's what that means. He's not saying, I don't want to be a Titan. He's not saying that. He's not saying, I'm so offended by you asking me that I don't want to be a Titan right now. But he's saying, yo, if you really don't want to pay me this salary, cut me. Because I think someone else is going to pay me at least comparable to it. So now I have to rant because it's official. We don't know what we're doing. Yay! It's now official. It's now official. It's now official. Wow, this is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unless if it is for Lamar Jackson. The only way that I'm going to allow this to pass is if this is all a ploy and a plan for Lamar Jackson, for it to be Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and a couple pieces on this defense, and they really believe that this year they can get it done, that if they move Byard and, they put Henry's name out there, but, like, again, it wouldn't make sense to me if you're trading Henry too, then it's just like, okay, we'll get to that in a second. But if you're doing that, then that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because, again, my thing is this. Even if you want to do a rebuild, fine. You can do a rebuild. I'm totally fine with a rebuild. It's going to be terrible next year. Look, guys, we were awful back in 2014 and 15 when I was both 18 and 19 years old. And when you're 18 and 17 years old, halfway through 17 and turning 18, you know how terrible it is to go to high school every day? Hell, even before that. For the years prior, for the 2013, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, not 8, but yeah, 10, like 9, 10, 11. And every year you hear people talking, the Titans suck, the Titans are trash, the Titans are this, the Titans are that. But you're the diehard that knows every damn player, that watches every damn game, that you tell people, well, wait a minute, Jake Locker is the new hope, Akeem Ayers, Colin McCarthy. You tell people, oh, but Darrell Casey's a beast, though. We got Delaney Walker now. We're coming up next year. We got Ken Whit. And then you go through 2014, 15, it's like, oh my God, we're terrible. But the silver lining was, hey, we're going to get Mariota. And we got Mariota in his first year. He played well. We were terrible, but he played well. And then 2016, oh, so close to making the playoffs. 17, make the playoffs. It was fun. It ended up being fun. And I wouldn't mind doing it again for like a Caleb Williams, who we've been discussing, Drake May, who we're discussing. But even in a rebuild, you still need to have a player or two. That's what I don't understand here, guys. You still need a player or two. When we sucked in 2014, we still had Delaney Walker. We still had Darrell Casey. we still had pieces that led us into the next phase of the franchise that showed up big in 2016, in 2017, in 2018, and 2019. Not many, but we had some. If you're trading Byard and you can't even lock down Jeffrey Simmons, you're heading into this rebuild with Landry, maybe Fulton. Who is going to be on this team? This is insanity to me. And if you're gonna rebuild, then damn it, rebuild. But tell Byard and Simmons at the very least, because you know what? You can pay him enough money to where I don't think they're really gonna care. Byard is under contract through 2024. He won't be a free agent until 2025. Byard and Simmons, you can pay him and he's worth it. $20 million a year. I think he'll be at least what Jarrell Casey was for us in that transitionary period, at least, and more potential to be better. He's been better. And I love Casey. So, pay them their money. Trade, and I don't want to trade Henry. Even I've been saying that. I love the idea of, hey, Derrick Henry rushing for over 10,000 yards with this franchise. Rushing over 100 yards for this franchise and eventually being a Hall of Famer for this franchise. Some people believe he's already Hall of Famer. You can believe that. I disagree. I think he has more to prove. I disagree. I know he's been the best running back for the last 3 seasons. I don't think it's enough. He's only made the Pro Bowl, I think, 4 times or 3. I think he's only made the Pro Bowl like 4 times. I mean, a 4-time Pro Bowler, never winning a Super Bowl, making the Hall of Fame, guys, I doubt it. And that's just me being honest. I mean, I'm always honest. He's only made the Pro Bowl 3 times. I'd love for him to make the Hall of Fame with this team. But if you're going to rebuild, then fine. Look, and if they want to leave, they don't want to be here for it, fine. But you got to trade Tannehill. You got to trade Henry. But Byard and Simmons, to me, you can't trade them. You got to have some sort of transitionary phase here. I think the Bears are effing it up. I don't want to do what the Bears are doing. And hell, I mean, the Bears saw the number 1 pick. They ended up trending away for more picks. And I don't believe in it. 1, because I don't think Justin Fields is the answer long term anyway. And then number 2, I mean, you traded away Raquan Smith, which was one of your better defenders anyway. They still have Eddie Jackson, who's now getting older. We'll see if they'll keep him and what's going to happen with him. But, you know, he's like Byard's age, though, so I probably shouldn't even say that. But I mean, the trading of the Roquan Smith didn't make sense to me. This is one of your pieces. Why are you trading away one of your pieces? I would have rather kept Roquan Smith and paid Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. Roquan Smith was, although he wanted out, but, you know, to a certain extent. But to me, you have to keep something. You can't just make the cupboard bare, even if you're trying to go 2-15. It's ridiculous. So, look, here's the thing. As of right now, until we trade Tannehill, okay, assuming, let's see how this impasse goes. But this is bad because, I mean, even asking him to take a pay cut, let's just look at that empirically. Right now, his average salary is the 4th best free safety in the NFL. He's a Pro Bowler. He's literally worth his salary, objectively, by any and every metric. There's no metric in which he's not worth the money. There's literally no metric that is not worth, unless if you just don't value the free safety position. Okay, what position do we value? Because apparently we don't value wide receivers, we don't value tight ends, we don't value offensive linemen, we don't value defensive linemen, we don't value linebackers, you don't value corner. So what position do we value? Because you can, if you want to argue to me that, well, you know, you can't pay a free safety this money. Well, what position do we value? Because it appears to me that the only position that we value is Tannehill at quarterback, who, by the way, is the 2nd biggest cap hit this season, who we haven't, as far as we know, have asked to take a pay cut. Because this contract was structured terribly, he knows for us to cut him right now, it's half being a dead cap hit, and he feels as if he would get at least, I mean, he's going to get $18 million and then, you know, more money elsewhere. Why would I accept a pay cut? So it's structured terribly. But if anyone deserves a pay cut, it'd be him. because he's not the second best quarterback in the league. He definitely shouldn't be worth the second biggest cap in the league. Right now, he's around 17, 18, 19, 20. So what is going on here? Because Derrick Henry, who legitimately is a top 4 running back and is getting paid top 4 money, Kevin Byard, who is a top 4 free safety and is getting top 4 money. This year it's number 1 for cap hit. But again, is he not top 4? At this point, I mean, Harrison Smith is number 2. He's better than Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith is on the decline. So who do you want to pay? Is there anyone you want to pay? Or are we now just scrambling for scraps like Andre Dillard and Azeez Al-Shaair? Is that the franchise we're being? Just so hell, okay, great. In 2024, we'll have 160, 70, 80 million. You go on a spending spree in free agency. But wait a minute. Hold on. Haven't we been discussing this and have been told this and have believed over the entire course of our NFL lives? You don't build through free agency. You build through the draft. You draft players who stick with your franchise. You augment your roster through free agency, but you draft players that stick with your franchise. You re-sign them. They become cornerstones. That's what Kevin Byard is. That's what Jeffrey Simmons is. That's what Derrick Henry is. So if you're going to go down this route, fine. But here's what I'm going to warn you, church. Wow. You're not talking about a 1 or 2 year rebuild. Now you're talking 3 or 4. If there's no Byard and there's no Henry and there's no, and I don't even care about Tannehill, but there's no Byard and Henry, you're talking 3-4 years. This is what happened with the New York Giants. This is what happened with the New York Jets. This is what happened with the Carolina Panthers. And I am not trying to go through that. I was fine with 2014 and 15. It was 2 years. It was 2 years. And we were mediocre before then, but at least we thought we'd make the playoffs in 2011, 2012, and 2013. And we were close enough. But this is going to be bad because the Giants never had a chance. The Jets didn't have a chance until this year, but the last 3 or 4 years, they didn't have a chance. The Giants haven't had a chance for the last 4 years, despite how delusional fans have wanted to be. The Panthers have not had a chance for the last 4 years, despite how delusional their franchise wants to be. That's what we're about to become, and I'm concerned because now that I can't do. I'm fine with a year or 2, 4. I can't do that. But now I'm wondering, are we positioning ourselves towards a 3 or 4 year rebuild, 5-year rebuild? Oh my God. Wow. That's how long it's really going to take. If they strip this roster down, they're going to have to redraft everything. What is going on in Tennessee? So I'm done ranting. Wow. Answer just a couple comments and I'll get out of here. Members only says the Raiders are in a worse position. Okay, so we're not the worst. Yay. I mean, I guess that's something there. By the way, let me put the comments on the screen. Forgot to do that here. I mean, yay, so we're not the worst franchise. We're just a 31st. That's just great. Also, I think not the Panthers. Now the Panthers finally made a move. The Patriots are spinning their wheels, but at least they're being somewhat competitive. They're in the delusion that we were when we had Jake Locker. Oh yeah, Mac Jones can win. They're in that delusion. But this is we're headed towards Giants, Jets, Panthers category. That's where we're headed. It's gonna get bad. If I don't see signs of positive activity here, guys, it's gonna get bad. So that's members only. Script says Rand Carthon's starting to look like a bad hire. And by the way, also someone make this make sense to me. Can Vrabel last through this? Wait a minute. What? I don't think Mike Vrabel can last. So what is going on with these two men? Because Rand Carthon can indulge her 2-15. Can Vrabel? He certainly can't last with 2 seasons under 5 wins, 6 wins, 7 wins, even 7 wins, I think. If he gets 7 wins for 2 years, I don't think he can last. Is Vrabel down? How is Vrabel down with this? This doesn't, we traded Robinson under the belief. This is what I was told. This is what I was told. It was Robinson, Vrabel, but we believed in Vrabel because Vrabel can coach. But now Henry's on the block. Now Byard's on the block. Wait a minute. Mike Vrabel's going to survive these bad years that we potentially have ahead? No, he won't. His head's going to roll. Is Carthon taking power? What the hell is going on here? This is crazy. This is crazy, guys. This is why I had to go live again today. This is not computing. This is craziness. This is madness. And this stuff started when we fired Robinson. And look, you can look in hindsight and say, well, you know, things deteriorated, but wow, are things getting worse by the second? Because if we had this offseason with John Robinson, I'd be calling for his head immediately. This is ridiculous. This is preposterous. This is crazy. This is crazy. We're going to find out. But wow. All right. So second live stream today, just had to go off again. Let me know your thoughts. Am I going crazy here? Or maybe is the team going crazy? Let me know down below. Until next time, this has been MJ. I'm out. See you all later.